Hi guys, it's Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today is Miscellany Monday, and I'm not sure if this really is a Monday thing or a knife thing, so I'll put it on Monday anyways. I'm going to talk about a vise, a clamping system to hold a knife still while you're working on it. I have found so many cases where I've been working on a knife and I need a third hand. Say you're trying to take an open pillar construction knife. Grab one out of my pocket here. So you got a knife like this, and you want to take one of these screws out, except for it's just turning along, and it's just turning along on the other side. And so you need to get a driver in the one screw and a driver in the other screw and try to hold it and undo it. And it's just really, really difficult. But if you had a system where you could easily use a clamp to hold your knife for you, well, now it's holding still, and you can easily and no problem at all take those screws out by using both of your hands while your knife is being held still. So let's talk about this clamp vise and see if it's something that you might want to get for your own hobby and your collection. It's also good for so many other things that you need to do around the house too. So if you're interested at all in checking out something like this for your knife collection, stick around. So let's start off with talking about this brand name again. It's not a red deer. I checked it again on the website, and it's robust deer, also just known as R deer. This is the RH-003. Online, I saw at Amazon the RH-001, which is a much simpler model than this, and you're paying about 30 to 40% more for that simple model in North America than we are here at GearBest. And so obviously this more complex model should be, even more. So in other words, I'm just saying this is a good buy from the comparison prices that I could find. This one is a tabletop model, which is sort of, you got a flat rubber plastic pad here, rubbery I guess, and it's designed to create suction. So you put it on your smooth surface and you pull this lever over and it creates some suction and it holds on that way. There are other types that you'll clamp onto the side of a table. So it just has a clamp system that grabs onto, it just has a clamp system that grabs onto the side of the table and then it stands up right there. That's not what this one is. This one's got much more choices for you, much more options, variety, ways that you can use it. You don't have to be right at the edge of a table. You can put it down in front of you in the middle of a table, and you just pull that lever over and it creates suction. It doesn't create perfect suction, but this wood here, there's a lot of scratches in it that are throughout the whole table, and it's causing a little air leakage. But it'll stay good enough for this demonstration. Most surfaces are really good. This is just one of those little coffee table, side table, portable things. And so that's the vacuum down. And then you've got, I'll take this off of here to demonstrate. The next setup you have is this plate here, and you can loosen this so that you can create movement for this ball right here. This is cast aluminum, and so with freeing up this ball, you can turn the clamp that way, and so that you can have it, facing you directly or facing away from you. You can make it tilt to the side and work that way, both sides, back and forth. You've got like about 70 degrees of motion there. So lots of options for how to use, a lot of options for how to position this clamp. And then you've got the main clamp at the top, which is like any simple vise where you've got one side bar that you screw in and it closes the vise, and you do it the opposite direction counterclockwise and it opens the vise. This vise is a small vise, really good for a knife collector because it doesn't have an awful lot of room to open up. The size of the clamp this way is 2 3, well, just shy of 3 inches, an eighth off of 3 inches. And in metric, that is just over 7 centimeters across. So you got 7 centimeters this way. Very easy to clamp something like a knife. So let's choose this knife as an example. And so I close it up, and it's holding the knife, and I lock down. Actually, let's move this on an angle where you guys can see it. And then I lock down the vise, and now everything's being held. And let's say we're taking off this pivot screw and it's either turning along or something, and you just want to be able to hold it tight, or perhaps you just need two hands for whatever screw. I'm just demonstrating in this. You can see how you can put one screw in either side and hold them still and strong and turn the one without the other one turning along. I've got the one in here. This is one of those pivot bars that just spins around all the way. And when I've got one held in place, I turn the other one and it turns along. See, they're both connected. This way I can hold one side still and undo the other side and take the screw out right there. And when I go to tighten it up, you know, I can hold the one side and tighten up the other side. That's one of the main kinds of tasks you're going to use this clamp for as a knife collector. And I don't need to demonstrate 500 different things on how a clamp works. It's a very simple piece of equipment, isn't it? You've all seen clamps and vices and you know how they work. And so that's what this is. It's a good clamp system that gives you a wide variety of angles to work from. And it has this rubberized gripping cover on it. You can take that off and just use the grips that are in there. And if you just use this, you can see that it's got, this is steel, this black piece. You've got all kinds of cutouts for holding round things. The V angle helps to hold bolts and round things in it. So you've got a wide variety of uses for that. And as you can see, if I open this up further, that's held in place with flat screws. You can replace this with something else if you want, or you can just take it off completely and use two-sided tape. You take these off, take these jaws off, put on some two-sided tape, and just stick on a your own piece of rubber or whatever. Your jaw width would be bigger. You just have loads of different options for what you want to do and how to do it with this little system. It's a really good hobby vise. I'm very sure that people in all kinds of different hobbies have all kinds of uses for this. I'm just suggesting that as a knife collector, especially if you're one of those guys who likes to tinker with his knives and do your own repairs and do your own adjustments and what have you, something like this is a very useful device. I'm so glad I got mine. You can get it at GearBest for $27.71 US or $36.90 Canadian. And it's the RH-003. I recommend it. I'm using mine. I think they've only got like 5 or 6 in stock right now, so if you really like it, you might want to get it early. I'm sure they'll get more in later on. You can check out their different ones that they have. If you want to get a different one, go ahead and email me at canadiancuttingedge@gmail.com, and I'll give you a link for one of those so that you can not only buy it at a decent low price, but you'll also be helping Canadian Cutting Edge at the same time. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber and a viewer. And remember, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.